Good evening.
Hi, everyone. How's my friends tonight?
Hey.
Almost blown away. It's been really windy here.
Oh, kind of like whoa,
Mary,
like that,
Mary
huh?
Poppins.
Yeah,
yeah,
Yep.
Mary Poppins. Yes.
I picked up the garbage and recycling can twice today.
Oh no.
Wow.
Before or after somebody came?
This was before
Oh
somebody came.
no.
Oh,
Did you have to go change stuff?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Oh no. It's not too
Michelle
bad
fun.
out here. I mean, it is a little bit breezy here in Iowa, but it's it's okay. I'm not a fan of the wind though. Like, ugh, it could go
No,
away.
me neither.
It's
Katie,
Yeah.
what
crazy.
about you?
luckily no wind, but it's been snowing all day.
Fun.
How much do you
So,
have?
uh, at least 2 inches. But
Oh
thankfully, not a
no.
whole lot has been sticking to the street and sidewalk. So it's the pretty kind where it's every single branch of the trees are coated. It just looks
Oh.
light and fluffy.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Good.
Tra la, tra la, tra la. Go out and leap through the snow, right?
Pretty much,
Does,
and then throw snowballs at each other.
There you
yeah.
go. There you
Does
go.
your weather look better like coming this next week and stuff coming up, or are we going to be cold for a little bit?
This weekend it's supposed to get back up into the 40s, but it's supposed
Woohoo.
to go tomorrow yet too, and then we'll see if I believe the weather forecast as far as this weekend. But we're hoping.
Our fingers.
Well, one thing with it being April, we know the snow won't last very long when it does unexpectedly show up like that, though, too. So,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we get started here tonight?
Okay.
All right, welcome, you ladies. We are so excited that you're joining us tonight. In Mary Kay, we believe that women do not need makeup or great skincare to be beautiful. We believe women are beautiful and valuable with or without it, and we use our products to enhance a woman's beauty and her confidence that she already has, to help her shine more beautifully. We believe in community and connectedness and that women are better together. And there is such a rise in loneliness, anxiety, and depression. So we want to create a space where women can come together to celebrate one another and their unique beauty. So welcome to Peek into Pink. Tonight you're going to hear 4 different stories about women and their lives before Mary Kay, the reason they almost decided not to join Mary Kay, and what they found for themselves since joining. So warm up your fingers and drop in the chat box tonight. What is your current career? And that includes domestic engineers too. I'm asking you to sit in a space of possibilities tonight. And let me share what that means. I know that you may I know that you could not be in the least bit interested in the opportunity this evening, all the way to slightly curious and everything else in between. So sitting in that space of possibility means that you're going to play full out tonight, asking questions in our chat box tonight as if you're ready to decide to start a Mary Kay business. We will be answering your questions that you have for us and also throughout our time together. So let us know in the chat box which connects with you. Let's listen to this video.
One woman changed things for the better. Mary Kay Ash's emotional playbook was full of power moves. She knew how to turn rejection into an opportunity, lack of options into a world of possibilities, and setbacks into plans for getting ahead. Never one to shy away from obstacles, Mary Kay Ash faced rejection head-on. When she was turned down for a business loan, she took her life savings and invested in her dream company. When she suddenly lost her husband, she gathered her inner strength and moved forward with building her business. She lifted women up and put them in charge of their own future. She championed the idea that thinking like a woman was a business asset. And she empowered women to take their seats at the business table. Mary Kay Ash always said courage has genius, magic, and power in it. And she proved it as one woman who could and did follow her dreams.
All right. So the year is 1992, and I'm a single mom with two little girls, 5 and 8. I'm working as a purchasing agent at an ambulance manufacturer, and I liked my job. I had a little bit of flexibility, and yet I was wanting more out of my job and life at that time, too. Can you relate? I had been using Mary Kay products for over 10 years at that time and loved what it had done for my skin. I called my beauty consultant to come over that day to show me how to use some products that I had acquired 8 months earlier. Do you think I need a little bit of attention? I must have really needed to connect with someone that day. An article had been in our small town newspaper about how she'd earned a ring and she'd walked across the stage before thousands of women in Dallas. I'm a curious person and I started asking her questions about her ring and the trip. And the next thing you know, she asked me to listen to a videotape. Yes, a videotape about some company information. I still remember that day as if it was just yesterday. It was dinner time, and yet I could not wait to see what the video had to say. I found myself being skeptical about the information shared, and yet I agreed to attend a guest event with her. So two things almost kept me from joining Mary Kay. One, I was very skeptical that you could truly make money, and they surely were making some of it up. And number two, I thought there was way too many beauty consultants in my small town with no room for another person. I obviously made that decision to join, and it was the most courageous thing I had done up to that date. You see, I soon discovered that when you followed the mentors had to teach you, that was something that was shared in that video, personal growth by learning from others who had gone before you, that you could really make some extra money. I shudder today to think of the experiences that I would have missed out on had I not had the courage to say yes. I said yes to financial opportunities, travel, friendship, leadership, and all to driving free for over 25 years now. Prizes, being my own boss, and all the growth in my self-confidence and my self-esteem along the way. So I must ask you, are you connecting with me? Do you want to come along?
What she really understood from all of her experience as a single mom trying to make it through this world on her own was that the opportunity that women needed, it needed to be flexible. It needed to have unlimited upside potential, no ceilings or caps on their success. She really, truly believed with all her heart that every single person had greatness inside of them if you just gave them the opportunity to unleash it. One of the things that was very important to Mary Kay and really helped shape our culture, as you know, is this idea of pretending everyone has a sign around their neck that says "Make me feel important," and nobody was better at that than Mary Kay. I mean, just imagine if she were here today, what a great blogger she would be. I mean, she'd have millions and millions of followers inside Mary Kay and outside of it. I think she'd be killing it on social media. Well, as we celebrate Mary Kay's 100th birthday and launch this new campaign that's centered around the idea that one woman can uh, do anything, I think it's a great way to honor her. So I'm sure that whether it was the very first beauty consultant that ever joined the company or the woman that just joined the company today, if Mary Kay were here, she would wholeheartedly believe that that person could do anything they wanted to do with this opportunity. Um, she absolutely believed that one woman could do anything. Obviously, this great company wouldn't be where it is today without our incredible, loyal, dedicated Mary Kay employees and our incredible, loyal, dedicated independent sales force. You know, anytime we hit a milestone like this, it's important to just remember to thank the people that make it possible. And so, thank you. Yeah, if my grandmother were here for her 100th birthday, it would be awesome to just be able to go to her and hold her hand and just say, you know, we're still doing it. Your dream is living on.
Hi, I'm Katie, and I'm a third times the charm consultant. The first time was when I was fresh out of high school taking what we now call a gap year. And I actually met my consultant through a welcome wagon. And, thought it sounded like fun. And so I signed my agreement. But then I met my husband, got married, and didn't really understand the value of being my own boss. So I turned my attentions to homemaking, and Mary Kay went on the back burner. The second time, my 4-year-old son was just diagnosed with high functioning autism. I was pregnant with my second baby. And as soon as I was coming off very strict bed rest, I was already being pressured to find a job that I would start as soon as she was born. But then my beauty consultant, Lisa, came and pampered me with a much needed facial and encouraged me to take another look at Mary Kay. I had lots of fun doing classes and facials and even added a few team members. But then quickly I had 303
One
and
woman
then the
led,
joys and
lived, and
trials.
thrived by remaining true to
So then having 303 and adding in the joys and trials of raising a son with autism, I found it was just too much. So then the third time, I am now a soon to be single mom of 5 beautiful children. I'm homeschooling my 2 oldest, volunteering at our church school where my younger two were attending, and the children's theater company my oldest daughter was a part of. And then, as if that wasn't enough, there was also the many doctor's appointments and countless therapy appointments, and being the Sunday school music director for preschool through third grade, and doing all of this with a potty training toddler permanently attached to my hip. But then Lisa called to see how I was doing and encouraged me to take yet another look at Mary Kay. I almost didn't join Mary Kay because, as a single mom of 5, I was completely overwhelmed and even busier than I was the last time I was a consultant, and also drop dead exhausted all the time. I'd also lost my sense of self and felt that any time or money that was spent away from my family was an immense burden to them. And then you add the pressure of getting a real job. I knew I needed to do something though, so I thought and I prayed about it. And my answer to prayer was a really quiet voice saying, "Trust me, it'll be different this time." So I took a deep breath, a huge leap of faith, and signed my agreement again. Since joining Mary Kay, I have discovered that while building a business as a single homeschooling mom, it's been very hard work, but the benefits and blessings are just too numerous to count. And I'm happy to say that I found my worth and can see myself through God's eyes again. I've also been blessed with many wonderful sister consultants and directors along the way who have always cheered me on. And now it's my goal to pass on the gift of seeing their worth through God's eyes on to as many women as I possibly can. I also firmly believe that when your consultant asks you to take a look at Mary Kay, it truly is a compliment, especially if she asks you more than once. By inviting you to take another look, it's kind of her way of saying she thinks you're awesome, fun to be with, and she sees something special inside of you. I am so thankful I followed that quiet voice. And so my question to you is, do you want to come along?
one woman led, lived, and thrived by remaining true to her character. Mary Kay Ash believed that success and ethics could coexist, that the right values could carry you all the way to the top, and that the golden rule is the most important rule for building an environment of mutual respect. She remained faithful to the life lessons that shaped her as a person, built a culture of caring that made her business stand out from all the rest, and taught others the importance of taking the moral high road. As she often told others, never, absolutely never compromise your principles. And because she didn't, Mary Kay Ash became recognized as one of the world's greatest entrepreneurs. Her unwavering integrity made her one woman whose steadfast values have inspired millions of others and have stood the test of time all around the world.
Good evening. My name is Stacy Waters, and I began my Mary Kay career on my 18th birthday. Joining Mary Kay was something I always wanted to do because it was my mom's full-time job. You heard earlier this evening that Becky began her business when her girls were 8 and 5. Well, I was the 8-year-old. Growing up, I got to watch the Mary Kay business work from a very unique vantage point. I got to see my mom start her business and then be able to walk away from her full-time job to start Mary Kay as her full-time career, which allowed me to watch my mom work. Being able to see your parents go to work every day is not something a lot of kids got to physically see pre-pandemic. Watching her work, she taught us how to set goals, how to reach goals, how to miss goals, but then to dust yourself off and reset those goals. I got to watch as a group of women cheered each other on. They got to celebrate victories and win amazing prizes, plus be there for each other when they needed comfort. So on the day I got to sign my beauty consultant, on the day I could, I signed up as a Mary Kay beauty consultant, and I was all in. I'd love to tell you that it's been an easy Mary Kay journey since then, but it hasn't exactly been that. It's been work, but fun work, and a bit of a roller coaster ride. My birthday is in March, so I was technically in high school still when I started Mary Kay. And my first problem was starting my business was finding the first problem when starting my business was quickly realized I didn't know a lot of people that weren't already using Mary Kay. You see, when you start your own business, you'll start with your family and friends. You'll introduce them to the products you already love. They try them, they love them, and boom, you have new customers. That's not how it went for me. I had to find a way to introduce myself to people who weren't already my mom's customers. The other roadblock I had was all in my head. I started thinking, well, what if people don't think I know what I'm talking about? After all, I was only 18 and I had just started my Mary Kay business and I didn't have a lot of wrinkles or blemishes to really deal with. So who was going to listen to me talk about anti-aging Mary Kay products? But what I found out is there is a ton of new training that you will get as a brand new beauty consultant. When I started, it was all in a book that I had to read, but now it's all virtual, learn at your own speed training, and it is fantastic. So overcoming those obstacles with some training and support from my director mom, I worked through the summer right up to the point that I went to college, and my Mary Kay business was good. When I left for college, I had every intention of working just as hard as I had to get up to that point in Mary Kay. But then everything college had to offer, I decided to use my Mary Kay business at college just to meet people and make enough money to pay for my own Mary Kay products at my discounted rate, of course, and try the rest of my Mary Kay money to just have some fun, that college fun. And at this point, the no quotas part of my Mary Kay business was really working for me because I wasn't working my business at all, but I was still a consultant. So after college, I moved to a small town and once again got to use my business to meet people, have some fun, and provide some money for my new little family. Soon after I graduated from college, we had our first child, Jordan. So at this point, I was working my Mary Kay business full-time, had a full-time job, had a husband that owned a brand new construction company working crazy long hours, and then had 2 more children, Cameron and Brian. Before I get a little serious with my Mary Kay, I did a little math, not my strong suit, but I realized that what we were paying in daycare and what I was bringing home for my full-time job was not adding up. So I decided to put just a little more effort into my Mary Kay business and was quickly able to replace my full-time income and be home with my kids. And that was 7 years ago. And I haven't looked back since, which was great because we added 1 more child, Drake, to our lives. I've learned a lot more about myself because of this business. I've learned how to become a leader. I've learned how to manage finances. I've learned how to believe in myself, how to have confidence and determination. I've met some of the most amazing, amazing girlfriends and have gotten to be on some of the best girls trips because of Mary Kay. I truly don't know what my life would be like without this business being introduced to my mom all those years ago. So I have to ask you, do you want to come along?
Try that again. Hi, I'm Lisa from Brandon, South Dakota. In 1984, I was walking around at MEA convention, which stands for Minnesota Education Association, signing up for everything that was free because that's what you did as a teacher. The one booth I stopped at was Mary Kay. I was somewhat familiar with Mary Kay. The gal behind the booth asked what I was looking for, and I said, a job. I grew up in a fourth generation family pharmacy, so beauty companies that typically rang the doorbell at the time were not something that I ever saw come into our house. So when the woman contacted me and invited me to have a complimentary facial, I agreed. However, I was not sure what was really going to happen. I pictured myself lying on a table, my head wrapped in a towel, and she doing all the work. What I found was quite different. It was teaching based. And while I was a teacher that had graduated with 3 degrees and didn't have a full-time teaching job currently, what I did have, however, were 4 jobs: waitressing, training gymnasts, working with kids with special disabilities, and training them for the Special Olympics, and had just begun a job in pharmaceutical sales. What almost held me back, the thought that we sold skincare and cosmetics and glamour at our family drugstore. And what would my family think? And where was I going to find the time and the people? I currently knew 3 people in the town that I was living in at the time. I also knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, watching my father growing up. I just didn't see it in the form of a lipstick. I had learned so many lessons growing up from my father about people, business, acts of service. I knew it was going to take grit, fortitude, focus, commitment, courage, willingness, a great attitude, and most of all, faith. I wanted to be able to share some of the lessons that I learned from my father and then pay them forward. My father died suddenly, 4 years prior to me looking even into the Mary Kay opportunity. He died the summer of my sophomore year at college. I'm number 7 of 8 children. I had watched my mom go from being a wife, homemaker, to a business owner, sole proprietor, decision maker on the main street in our small southern town in a matter of minutes on the day that he died. And I saw something else that reminded me of the day that JFK had died and how Jackie became an immediate role model for not only my mom, but for many young women at that time. That was 1963. I was 3. And that was the year that Mary Kay Cosmetics Inc. was born. I did not know at the time what a gift it would be for me to offer my mom Mary Kay Ash's autobiography 4 years later. Based on Mary Kay's experiences and what she did as a single parent, I watched my mom's confidence grow in decision-making for our family, Main Street, City Council, and other organizations that she became involved in. We were now both business owners, entrepreneurs in our own right. She a brick and mortar, and me, well, I had no territories, Puerto Rico, Guam, in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and anywhere the U.S. flag flies. So we grew together in our adventures. For me, the personal opportunity has been the best personal growth course that I've ever been able to take. I've done this business single, mingled, and married. Freedom, flexibility, fun, and friendships galore, not to mention the tax deductions. On January 13th, 2021, it became my 37th year of being a part of Mary Kay. I shudder to think where I would be if I hadn't taken a chance on me. So I ask you, you want to come along?
One woman achieved greatness on her own terms. Purpose and poise, grit and grace, stone-cold determination, balanced by legendary warmth and charm. Mary Kay Ash had an unwavering ability to remain dedicated to her goals while bringing others with her along the way. Taught the power of positivity by her mother at an early age, Mary Kay Ash shared her confidence by telling herself and others, "You can do it." She believed that if you could imagine a goal, you could achieve it. And as she often said, the only difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is extraordinary determination. She used a 6 most important things list to drive her focus and formed her own 5 o'clock club to accomplish more in a day by getting up earlier. One of her favorite inspirational stories was about the bumblebee. Although aerodynamically speaking, it shouldn't be able to fly, the bee soars anyway. This symbol of unequal determination became one of Mary Kay Ash's legendary symbols of achievement. And it still motivates women today to soar.
So perhaps you've been praying for what the Mary Kay opportunity has to offer. It's amazing at times how tenaciously we cling to that which we pray to be released from. Looking for a side hustle, plan B, options, courage. You have seen that one woman change things for the better. Thinking like a woman is an asset, as is taking a seat at the business table. Courage has genius, magic, and power. Mary Kay was a divorced single mom of 3, widowed, all before she began her business. And I'm a betting person, and I am betting that she was scared to death, taking her life savings, wagering it on a dream-filled opportunity, and yet knowing that success and ethics coexist, along with her philosophies, put her ahead of her time, all of the time. Integrity. Mary Kay was true to character. The golden rule. Mary Kay always took the moral high ground and never compromised her principles. She always chose character over comfort. Knowing that hope, which is the code word for tonight, freedom, flexibility, guidance may be in your future, we invite you to become a part of our team and see yourself soaring to new heights. Let me show you what that might look like for you. Pictured here, you see 3 different options. The first one, an e-start. The middle one, a full starter kit. And the one on the right is a sample pack can be added to either options. Let me explain a little further. The $30 e-start gives you 1 year of a beautiful website that our webmaster updates for you for free, and access for your business e-commerce through ProPay for 1 year. The e-start with the full starter kit for $130 gives you over $400 in full retail size products as well as samples. The $45 sample pack with enough samples for 30 people that you can add to the e-start for $75, or to the starter kit, e-start and sample pack for $175. You have so many options and the choice is yours. So we ask you,
You want to come along?
Come along?
Come along.